Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another part of Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, where we are currently sat in what is looks to be a bar. I don't actually remember the name. It was a logic thing. I don't remember doing this. Let's do it.
Forge my destiny among the stars.
Go logic. The menu of the Adeptus Amescus looks entirely eerily similar to the design of the Eternal Scan of the. Oh, okay. Similar to the Eternal Scan of the fuel compartment, someone has inserted new data into the Voidship's conjugator left over from ancient times. Now there is quite a few people in here, and there's a couple of named ones. Suspicious Prowler. I want to go talk to them.
Know your duty. Stay faithful, and you will be rewarded.
It is indeed a nice jacket I've got here. You try and touch it, I'll blow your brains out. You know what? If you stay in my vicinity, I'll blow your brains out. That seems like a little bit safer.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Right. There is like I said, there's a couple of people we need to talk to. So let's just, well, not need to, but have names. So probably, oh, another person, Octavia. The burly woman with a wealth of fiery hair is in the process of tinkering with some unknown device that is clanking melodiously. She has a rough-looking implant in place of her lower jaw. As you approach, the implant begins to move as if independently from the rest of her face. Welcome to the Adeptus Amescus, sir. What can Octavia get for you? Amsac? Low? Something more interesting? Octavia freezes in place. It can't be. Are you Sister Argenta? The Sister Argenta? The one who has the worst scum on footfall shaking their boots. The whole station is talking about you, and here you are in the flesh in our humble Damascus. Argenta stops Octavia's torrent of adoration with a calm gesture. No more. I seek retribution against transgressors, not glory for myself. Despite her words, you catch a glint in Argenta's eyes. You can tell she's enjoying the enraptured attention. What is this place? You're in the oldest watering hole in footfall, sir. The Adeptus Amescus. It's the only Adeptus we're going to confine on footfall. She laughs hoarsely. I'm Octaviana. I serve drinks, lend an ear, and if it comes down to it, quiet the rowdy ones. She sized you up carefully. Folks usually come to the Amescus for either pleasure or business. Might I ask what brought you here? I have business here. Oh, better to do business than footfall, am I right? Business is the only thing keeping this melting pot going. If it wasn't for the best place to make deals, footfall would have been stripped clean long before now, one asteroid at a time. Octaviana leans forward. Sitting at this bar often puts folks in talkative mood, and I don't see anybody paying me to keep quiet. Visits from eminent individuals like yourself boost the status of my establishment, so I can repay you by sharing what I've overheard. Some of it might help you out in your dealings. No doubt you've picked up a lot of local knowledge working in a place like this. Do you know anything about the Anvar's gang? Gives you a searching look, then answers in a lowered voice. Maybe I do know something. But let's not shout it out to the whole bar, alright? I'll be here long after you walk out of this place, and the Anvars respect no agreements, laws, or other gangs. You look at them the wrong way, and you're dead. Anyway, to the point. Those Anvars are scum among scum. The most unhinged goons you can find on footfall, and even other unhinged goons want nothing to do with them. They have no hierarchy, no territory, nothing. Only a nameless leader who most of the Anvars haven't seen once. This leader sends them leaflets with inspiring messages. Followers are recruited by other followers. The leads try to bring them into line, but it's like this. You clear out one group, and in the meantime, 5 more spring up elsewhere. Like I said, no one knows who the leader is or where this leader operates from, but here's what I've noticed. The most recent Anvar leaflets, the ones so fresh you can smell the ink off them, always show up in the same area of the big slum asteroid. Let me show you where it is real quick. Just use a drop of liquor to draw a basic line on the bar. A basic map on the bar. Right around here. I'm positive they're printing their little poem somewhere in this area. Odd name, the Adeptus Amescus. Not very reverent. She chuckles. What makes you say that? Do you know where you're standing? On the deck of the Martyr's Endurance, a sacred vessel that once belonged to the Adeptus Administratum. 100 years ago, the bureaucrats sent a mission here to establish a department, set up some kind of record-keeping overhaul footfall, and make everything here follow a billion laws to the letter. As you can see, it was the Martyr's Endurance and its inhabitants that got overhauled in the end. I don't know what happened to them, but the locals like to come here to make deals and count their money like before, in this temple of the Imperium's accountants. Over there, you can see even the sign's been preserved, partially. You know what? A great place, and the new name fits perfectly. You like it? I'm flattered. It's not often that we get important visitors here, and it's even less that they really appreciate this place. So how are things on footfall? Haven't been to our fine station for a while, have you, sir? As per usual, there's never a dull moment. Either someone's getting shot at in a square, or some rich guy is going on a safari to hunt commoners in the shadow quarters. Sure, the Legion makes sure the local shenanigans don't get in the way of business on the station, but what happens on the outskirts adds a little spice to our lives. We make do, but the real trouble is, with every passing day, it gets harder to find grub. I heard that some horrors are happening in the void outside Furibundas. That not all ships are making it here, and the Legion's old patrons don't seem to be in a hurry to help. It's taken a toll on Vladimir's authority, and if his authority wobbles too hard, he'll have plenty of people lining up to take his place. I'll give me the latest. This one might interest you. A tale I heard from a tipsy voidborn from a cargo barge. They exited the warp halfway between Furibundus and the Avoris system and came upon a shuttle wreck adrift. The shuttle was registered to the Invulnerability of Triumph, a merchant ship that disappeared decades ago. She was bound for footfall, her cargo hold brim with valuable goods, but she never made it. If anything at all survived the shipwreck, it'd be quite a lucky find. Here's another tidbit for you. Some poor sod was here brawling about how his crew tossed out a whole shipment of cargo along with the trash, and it was his fault somehow. He hid the fact, and once they doctored footfall, he immediately went on the run. No surprise there. Had they discovered his blunder, he would have been executed. I don't know what sort of cargo it was, but the ship he serves on usually goes between footfall and Winterscale's realm. It passes the 100 Dreams Crossroad and Langham Belt. If you happen by that area, you might want to look for whatever that idiot choked overboard. That'll do for now. You know, it's been one thing after another lately. I figured I was due for some me time. Give me a splash of the local hooch, would you? He looks at you closely, then takes a bottle off the shelf and corks it. The transparent, pungent-smelling liquid quickly fills the glass that sits between you. Pascal's respirator hisses quietly, and he says in an insinuating tone, "The alchemical composition of this substance is known to me, but never before have I come across an unusual application, an exquisite path of martyrdom in honor of the Omnissiah." Have a good look at it. The glass contains a liquid that is clearly made from spent promethium. This is moonshine, virtually unfiltered, that quickly blows the drinker off their feet, and when imbibed regularly, turns their liver into a bubbling sponge. I'm just going to drink it. Liquid burns your tongue, then your throat, then your stomach. It takes your breath away, but after a few seconds, warmth spreads throughout your body, and your head feels a little lighter than usual. Octaviana clicks her tongue in approval. That's the second time I've seen a noble drink than cocktail blend without wincing. But I won't offer you any more. I've got just the thing set aside for such an occasion. Octaviana grabs a dusty, unopened bottle from under the bar and a clean glass. The amber liquid splashes against the crystal walls as she adds a couple of black pebbles. The soft, spicy aroma tickles your nostrils. Then I'm the second person to drink that octane blend without wincing. The first was Kalagos Winterscale. That's right, the head of the Winterscale house himself. Used to come in here often. Impressive guy. True, whenever he and his officers came through the door, the locals would find themselves a hole to hole in. Drinks weren't the only thing his lordship liked knocking back. If someone so much as looked at him funny, he'd paint the walls red. Oh, you know what? Let's drink. Nemasek warms your throat pleasantly. You can make out a hint of spice, the flavor of an oak barrel, and a distinct earthy aroma. You feel a little more at peace, and you reach the bottom of the glass sooner than you'd like. Well, I'll be going. He bows her head slightly. Till next time, sir. Okay. No debuffs, that's good to know. So note to self, I can drink liquor without getting too fucked. I went that way before, this way now. The citizens, some refugees, ooh, some carouse. Wait, we could carouse?
Nothing's impossible.
The decanter used to contain a cheap Avamasak, which, for the sake of attractiveness, has been obviously enriched with a deodorizing agent. More suspicious prowlers.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Gaudy Skatov. The flabby man in worn clothes is sighing sadly over a glass of murky booze. Only when he looks up to you do you notice his eyes, large, piercing, and full of sorrow, a stark contrast to his unkempt appearance. Could it be that someone actually wishes to keep me company? Allow me to introduce myself. Gaudy Skatov, architectural historian. You look deeply despondent over something. What happened? He sighs heavily. Here I go again, pouring my heart out to have you disappear in 10 minutes just like everyone else before you. But alright, here is the story of Gaudy Skatov, the unluckiest historian of the Imperium. I was born 2 sectors away from here. My family was quite influential, which allowed me to dedicate myself to my great passion, the history of the Imperium architecture. I spent a number of years studying every scholarly work there was to find on this art, and then, once I'd inherited my family's fortune, I traveled and documented the development of architectural forts on different worlds until one day, with that accursed and blessed day, until one day I came into possession of something quite special. Geordie pulls what looks like a book or an album with a homemade leather cover out of his bag, with the pages and the binding look well worn. Here it is, my undoing. This is an authentic booklet titled Dwayne's Design, one of the thousands that were printed centuries ago in the times of Footfall's construction. What a curious read. Please, tell us more. As Cassia takes a shy step forward, Geordie smiles and shows her some of the faded pages. Footfall's founder, Lord Parsimus, was obsessed with his creation's grand future. This booklet describes in detail what Footfall was meant to become upon its completion. Dozens of asteroids turned into glorious palaces and temples, massive bridges spanning the void itself, and the marvelous flying buttress. The archivolts of the exterior arches, the elegant arrangements of balusters, and the interior polyphores, 10 stories tall and more than a kilometer long. I can't hate that word. Lights, tubes that catch the light of Furibundus and use it to brighten the holes in the hearts of the asteroids. Stained glass windows and mosaics, bas reliefs and statues. Engrossed in his own description, Geordie stands up and starts tracing the outline of arches and galleries with his hands. Indira blinks sheepishly, barely suppressing a yawn, and starts looking around with a bored expression. We'll just keep listening. Emerging from his reverie, he catches himself, blushes slightly, and loudly flops back into his seat. I apologize, I got carried away. But you must understand how deep an impression this booklet left on me when my young self picked it up. I simply couldn't think about anything other than Footfall. I was ready to give my life just to see this incredible station, and of course, no matter how hard my friends and loved ones tried to dissuade me, I still gathered all my savings and set out on a journey. It is no easy feat to cross 2 sectors, especially for a common citizen. Albeit one who has some resources at disposal, I had to change one ship after another. At times been forced to stay on a transfer world, waiting for a vessel headed in the right direction for a warp disturbance to subside. The voyage took me a total of 107 years. In real space-time, of course. For me it was much less than that, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 or 35. And then after all those years having spent all of my savings, I reached my dream. And what did I see? A dump in a place of an exquisite portico. Metal anthills clinging to the columns. The marble tiles pilfered by paupers to use as cladding for their hovels. Geordie hangs his head. It's been a dozen years since I came here, and I still haven't recovered from the shock. I had suspected that not everything from the booklet would exist in reality, but I never expected to see Footfall in such a sorry state. It is like it's stumbling upon the horrible decomposing corpse of your beautiful beloved. Argenta's gaze darkens. The warp, like a shameless thief, is guilty of stealing the short span allotted to his servants. But what sense is there in spending half your life on such an enterprise, only to then lose your spirit and waste the remaining half on nothing at all? So, then ink and paper too can lie and cause pain. Cassius sighs sadly. Does this mean that all I have ever read about will one day disappoint me with the ugliness of reality? But you're an architectural historian. Is what happened to Footfall not part of history? Godori stroked his goatee in a thought. Yes, Footfall's current appearance, slums fused together with the remains of majestic palaces, is a unique phenomenon. It would be curious to observe it if other places have taken after it, thereby solidifying as a new style of architecture, or if it still remains a local oddity. My word, you certainly know how to provide an unexpected perspective on things. Be that it is may, I just wanted to say, thank you for hearing me out. Over the dozens of years I've spent on Footfall, not one person's hung around long enough to listen to my story to the end. It's such a delight to have shared everything that's been weighing on my mind. I'm as poor as a church mouse, but I still have something to offer you as a token of my appreciation. After studying the booklet thoroughly, I discovered it's something interesting, a ciphered message scattered throughout its pages. Taking it in the form of a riddle, it described a certain place of interest on Footfall. I believe it is the work of a booklet's creator. What if these riddles lead to something, a wondrous discovery? I would gladly share what I've been able to learn with you. Riddles? A flash of burning, almost childish curiosity brightens Cassia's austere countenance. That word, yes. Have you not tried to make this wondrous discovery for yourself? I have, of course, but I'm an old man who is blind in one eye and can barely move his legs. I never found anything, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to find. Well, tell me about these places the riddles lead to. The first location from the riddles isn't far from here. It's a bridge that was supposed to go through the center of the district and into the void towards a neighboring asteroid. And a couple of its spans were built, and even those lie in ruins. Still, if the cache survived after all those years, it's somewhere there. The second location is in the lantern of the Great Chapel. A lantern is a small tower on top of the dome. You've seen Footfall's atrium, haven't you? The whole atrium is just one nave of the former little cathedral. The Legion's entire so-called palace would have fit inside what was meant to have been naught but a single room. The great cathedral, had it been built, would have been even bigger. But alas, its construction was just getting underway when Dwayne died and the work stopped. The lantern from its dome, however, had already been built and survived. It was brought inside the atrium and dubbed the Chapel of St. Drusus the Warrior. And that's all I know. I wish you luck in your search. Well, I must take my leave, good sir. So we've got a little bit of extra stuff there. Now it's time for the sketchy bitch. Go steal those goods quickly.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
The woman looks to be in her 40s and she's surveying you with interest. Her right eye appears almost black against her dusky skin, while her left eye emits a greenish light filtered through the smudged lenses of prosthesis. Her arms are tattooed all the way from the base of her shoulders to her knuckles. Looking for something specific? You're buying? Or maybe selling? Don't be shy. Just ask Old Riser. Knows all kind of... Just ask. Old Riser knows all kind of folks. My boys will fetch you anything your heart desires. Let me see what you have to offer. Ah, so you're the Fellowship of the Void. Ooh, a serrated greatsword. Cool. Pirate chainmail, a special pattern, a different patterned auto pistol, a staff of endless flame if you get high enough, needle pistol, melter charge, a Drukari pistol. But what do you like? You like heretic trophies and Xeno artifacts. I've got miscellaneous, you don't care about that. Yeah, I don't really have anything you'd want right now that would get me a good amount. Oh, do I have jewelry? Oh, I have jewelry, so we can get 900 from that. We need one more, though. Let's give you a miscellaneous. There we go, that gets you up to level 2. That'll do for now. You know what? Oh, yeah, I don't need to do any more business with you right now, Riser. I want to see what's down there. Oh, there isn't a way down there. Alright, that's fine. Let's get out of here then. We've figured out everything we have there is to offer over here. To the Shadow Quarters again. We'll see if we can find that bridge, the Gordy or Jordori or whatever his name was. I like how I forgot his name already. What a dickhead I am. Yeah, we'll see if he's you know, around. Or, sorry, not him. See if the thing's around. But no, it's not that. I still need to somehow get into there. That's a good point, Joe. I still need to somehow get into there. I'm gonna quickly check all of these just to make sure nothing pops out. No, nothing's popped up. Well, there is some goods over here apparently. This crumbled note is a small fragment text left. You are on the right path, Seeker. The other cache is... Oh. Yeah, they must be in rumors. Oh yeah, cache there. Chapel of Saint Drusus. Let's go to the next area. Follow our boy while I have a quick drink, because my throat is a little bit sore. I've over multiple days of doing a lot of talking. Okay. To the atrium, I guess. So, we'll see what we can do. And I also would like to apologize. I know it's a bit late in the part for the bad like upgrades of the part. I've been very busy, and I've just, honestly, a mix of not feeling 100% in terms of like, you know, eating something bad for something like just saying just not agreeing with me, which, yeah, I need to stop eating that same food because it doesn't seem to keep agreeing with me. But either way, yeah, I'm going to try and get everything back to usual. So I do apologize in advance. That's not a bad clip at all, but I just don't think it's worth on anyone right now compared to what we've got on them.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
I'm just going to let you guys read that because, yeah, it's good. No, my luck, it's going to just disappear before I can read it. Let's read this. These columns appeared here back when the station was founded, when it was assumed that footfall would become a wondrous palace in the stars.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Yep. More fucking Anva crap. Yep. The amount of Anva crap we've got at this point is impressive, I'd say.
Operation successful.
Know your duty.
Yeah, there's nothing down there. So we need to find, well, okay. The buzzing crowd has closed in on several harried-looking individuals. Some of their faces are smeared with fresh blood. The angry cries and twisted faces leave no doubt. A massacre is about to take place. Just cut their throats already. What are they thinking letting that ship dock at footfall? They're all stricken. No, no cutting. We get their blood on us. We'll be tainted too. Better burn them. Be quiet, you scoundrel. A priest clad in a simple black raiment cuts through the crowd like a voidship cut across in the sky. You dare pass judgment on others? What arrogance to think you have the right. I gent to stare out to the slight side of the elderly priest. That's Reverend Hieronymus. I'm surprised he decided to intervene in a street squabble. What's going on here? Several dozen gazes bore into you, and you supposed to be a concerned citizen, an armed one. I suggest you think well before giving me lip. The rebel rouser gives you an appraising look. You've got a point there. I wonder if you can back it up. Silence! You must be completely out of your minds. A band of woefully dim-witted reprobates who think they can think themselves bringers of justice. Who are you to pass judgment on anyone? All you ought to be doing is suffering and repenting to the end of your days. What's so wrong about that, Reverend? We just want to put these heretics to death. We're not heretics, the haggard man in the verge of tears. We're refugees, I swear on the Golden Throne. We've served the Imperium faithfully until they hung us out to dry. Where were they to protect the... Where were their protectors that were meant to shield the land of humanity from nightmares? Traitors. Traitors and heretics, a lot of them. A murmur runs through the crowd. The people gawk at you and the priest at the wretched group of huddling in the middle. How tiring. The multitude of colours that fills that restless crowd. This restless crowd is hard on the eyes. So many hues, but most of them are acid yellow streaks of fear. The red buds swelling, ready to burst and paint all others gathered here. Cassia looked at the crowd of troublemakers wearily, and they shudder at the very sight of her. As for those hearts of those who have been forced to defend themselves, they are shrouded in a purplish-black grief, but their wounds are as transparent as the ice that lies on the top of the glacier. But commoners are always deaf to others' suffering, for such is their nature. Interfering in their affairs is hardly worthy of you or me, Malachi. All onlookers are to return to their homes immediately. The refugees can go to Dock Alpha Rio. I will speak to you later. Comply or face the consequences. The rabble-rouser looks at you more mostly. They don't want to get in trouble over this lot. The refugees use the interpretation to make off in the direction of Dock Alpha Rho. Good. Solved the issue. The arrogance and self-righteousness of a malefactor. The priest shakes his head disapprovingly. Then his eyes shift to you. I am Reverend Harmonius Doloroso, head of the Drusian mission here on Footfall. I thank you for stepping in. Please, come see me when you have the time. We can talk then. He's like, I don't give a shit that I can see Argenta there. Like, she's not important to me at this point. Fuck her. But don't do that, as you know, she's a sister of the... She's of the Adeptus Sororitas. Do not fuck her. That is the opposite of what you should do. Ah, the jokes. So what's up here? Oh, that's just where we came from, isn't it? And Harmonius is over there. So let's go stand here, and we'll end this part, and in the next part, we'll go talk to him. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy, please do follow me on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a share. Most importantly, guys, stay safe. Have a great day. Join the channel membership if you're interested, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys then.